for both of those laps will be 7 hours. The first riders have already been through as we've moved to section 3. From Spain, at number 12 is Codina with his Montesa, and he goes through with just 1 lost. Number 14, Bosis from Italy. One dab. This a very tricky section, 2 dabs, and he's through. In Wales, beautiful weather, unlike last year when it was a lot colder, but very muddy conditions, and over the night there was quite a thick frost on the ground, which has left for some very slushy conditions. Now that frost has melted. One of the 2 brothers of current world champion Eddie Lejeune is Eric Lejeune, the youngest. He had a very good event in Belgium where he finished 9th overall, but not such a good section 3. And there his brother Eddie Lejeune on the Works Honda. And here the riders checking this section. All the leading riders do this to check out the worst obstacles. They'll watch other competitors trying to tackle each section. And there, all of the world's top riders doing just that on section 3. We wait for John Lampkin. With this vast crowd here in South Wales. All the riders up there on the left, lined up, waiting for John Lampkin to come through. See if he can do this without any penalty points. Number 1, of course, Eddie Lejeune. Coming into our picture. Lampkin goes through. Lejeune falls over. Lampkin, 1 dab there. And he's away. Eddie's older brother, Jean-Marie Lejeune, helping to wipe Eddie's hands after that little tumble he had without his bike. And now to the sensation of the trial so far, because the leader at the end of lap 1 was to be this man, number 11, Tony Scarlett, on his Yamaha. So just a 3 for Scarlett on this 3rd section, and he will lead at the end of the first lap with just 42 points lost. And to show just how slippery it is here, Jean-Marie Lejeune almost takes a tumble. Thierry Michaud takes a look as Steve Saunders prepares to tackle this section. One dab there. Two. And he's away. And that was a good round. Next up will be Luis Gallach from Spain on his 320 Merlin. Rather interesting wheels on this Spanish-built bike. You can see the spokes there. Not proving a very successful section for this Spanish rider. Next to go is Pascal Couturier from France on his 240 Beta, and there's Eddie Lejeune looking closely at that turn, which is very difficult. Already 2 points lost for the Frenchman. This climb, he's put his foot down yet again. Now we wait for number 10 from Belgium, Bernard Cordonnier. And Bernard is all of 6 foot 7 inches tall. Not ideal for this sort of sport. Here he approaches this incredibly tricky uphill turn. And he's got stuck there. And there you can see his massive size. And that will give him, of course, 5 lost points. Next away, brother of Thierry Michaud, is Fred Michaud, who's another to have a good result in Belgium. He was in 10th place overall. So 3 lost points for him on the section. Next away, the world champion Eddie Lejeune on the Works Honda. Now he's been watching all the competitors come through before him. Can he clear the section? One dab. 2. 3. Almost falls from the bike and has a total of 3 lost points. So nobody yet getting a clear run at this section. As up comes number 9, Gilles Burgard from France on the Yamaha. And he will go through with a 3. Next, the man who leads the World Championship in 1985, Thierry Michaud from France, on the 300 Fantic. One. 2. But better than Eddie Lejeune. On to section 4 and Eric Lejeune. The 3 Lejeune brothers taking part here in Wales, as they did in Belgium. In fact, all 3 of them finishing in the top 15 there in Belgium, obviously hoping for the same sort of result here in the United Kingdom, or rather Wales. And that will give him 5. And now he's in more serious problem because he's stuck. Once again, all the riders gathering around as Diego Bosis starts this 4th section with a stream running down, making things even more tricky. And this is most certainly now the most difficult part. So far he's clean, gets through, but now we'll get a 5 because the bike, of course, lost forward motion. Number 7, of course, Luis Gallach from Spain. And he'll have 3. As number 1, Eddie Lejeune, the world champion on the Works Honda. Everybody looking on, not just the spectators. Some acceleration from the bike there. Now slowly into the turn. Oh, and superbly done. And he's completely clear. By the end of the first lap, Lejeune, in fact, will have a total of 45 points lost. So he'll be just 3 points behind Tony Scarlett. Part of the enormous Spanish contingent is Juan Frecas here, number 76, on another Merlin. Not doing too well. The man who rides around with Philippe Ballatier is Patrick Ferraud, here on the brand new Aprilia. And having a few problems himself, going back into this small stream. As the next competitor is number 8, Pascal Couturier, on the Beta. Well, that's 3 dabs he's had so far. Up he comes, and he leans on the tree, which really should count for a 5. And there's probably going to be an argument when he finishes the section. And yes, sure enough, there is the marshal saying that he did actually lean on the tree and it has to be a 5. Once again, the 6'7" giant Bernard Codina. And that looks like a very nice piece of riding. Oh, gets stuck behind the tree, gets away with it. And just 1 point. So he's through with 1. As number 47, Fred Michaud comes through. His foot most certainly went down there. And quite a few problems for him. That will be a 5. And he's almost off his bike. He most certainly is there. Number 2, Thierry Michaud, the World Championship leader. A little bit of acceleration there. He's clean so far. And this very nice riding indeed. No, he's got 1 foot down, but still only 1 point gone. Number 9, Gilles Berger, from France on the Yamaha. And he's through with a 1, and that's very good. We now move on to section 5. First up is Michel Trani from France on his Beta. And this incline, a very typical British section, and obviously a 5 for Trani. Now comes Steve Saunders, all the other riders watching on this most difficult of sections. 1 dab and he is clear with a 1. And to the appreciation of the crowd as we wait for Eddie Lejeune. Up he goes and superbly clear.